guys, it's been a long time coming, but I'm proud to announce that my hands are finally registered with the International Registry of Lethal Hands. This is the only place where your God-given gifts of danger can get the recognition that they truly deserve. Now you might be thinking, why on earth would anybody need to register their hands as lethal? Let me break it down for you. There are those among us whose hands are so downright dangerous, they need to be documented. Registration is a moral responsibility, and it's a vote for the greater good of humanity. The sole mission of the International Registry for Lethal Hands is to catalog the most formidable hands on the planet. So if you know someone, and you even suspect they possess lethal hands, do not hesitate. Register them immediately. And if you've ever looked at your own hands and thought, damn, these dogs are dangerous, don't settle. Go register. Head over to registeryourhands.com, fill out a simple form, and you're official. Remember, use the promo code Chael to save 20%, or just click on the link below. Gee, Chael, what is that in the background? I don't see anything, Chael. I see a blank wall with nothing on it. Why would that be? Well, my answer to you is that is for security reasons. What security reasons do you have, Chael? Well, glad you asked. I'm in Miami. Okay, Chael, I'm not getting it. Why do you have security reasons in Miami to the point that you have nothing on the wall behind you? Because I'm at an undisclosed location and I can't have anything on the wall because nobody's allowed to know where I am. Who made those rules? Those two guys. These two guys, right here, these two guys that will be standing at my door all night. It is where I'm located. I thought it was a little later than this. That's kind of early. Can you guys see that? I don't know how relevant it is to my story, but it's 10:27 p.m. Somewhere in the next couple of hours, I will be going to sleep. I have an early morning. I'm out in Miami. I'm doing media. I've actually been asked to be a guest on Patrick Bet-David's podcast, which is a good opportunity for me. Rather excited about that. Oh, great. Let's tie this whole thing together. Why, Chael, are you telling us that you are at a blank wall behind you with two security guards who will be staying all night when you're about to go to sleep because you're in Miami? What's it got to do with it? Well, I've been threatened by Jorge Masvidal. I am at a separate location than everybody else with two security guards because I have been threatened by Jorge Masvidal. Now, what do you think of that? I mean, what do you think of that? I gotta tell you, I went into the tough guy business very early so that I would never have to worry about the very situation that I find myself in right now. Like, there's guys out there that I would have to worry about, but there's extremely few, and I'm never gonna run into one of them outside of a cage because no man would be that foolish. Is why a young Chael Sonnen was inspired at some point to learn how to defend himself. Yet here I am with two guys that will not allow me to leave my own room. Now, I ask you if you think that's cool because the decision maker on this definitely is looking out for Chael, right? I mean, that's a massive thank you. Somebody cares about me. Somebody that heard George's piece on Ariel's program cares about Chael P. Special room, special transportation out here. This place can't, this can't be easy. I'd like to turn this camera around, not just to show you the two gentlemen here. I got my own pool and hot tub. Like, this is a very special location that I'm at. But going to that expense and going to that effort because Jorge Masvidal beats me, I'm just asking you, like, I don't know how. One hand, is it cool? Is that cool that I've got my own pool and hot tub? Is that cool? Or has somebody decided that should that happen, George would win? Like, I don't know that you take the guy that you think is going to win and you move him on the outskirts. Maybe I've got that wrong. I don't fully know how to interpret it, but I will share this with you. I was public enemy number one in Brazil at one point. So I go out there to film The Ultimate Fighter 3 Brazil. Now, I knew they despised me. And I had many death threats. And one of them was rather specific because they talked about the lake that they were going to put my body in. And Vinny Magalhães, who was coming out and was part of the team and the coaching staff, sent it to me. And he's like, hey, man, I get a lot of these like you do, but this one just kind of feels different. I remember that specifically. So at any rate, when I find out that I'm publicly enemy number one, I didn't really get it, because you want to know what I missed? I didn't understand how big MMA was in Brazil. Like, as big as I want to be in my own head here in America, I can go anywhere. If I want to be well known or look like a famous guy, I got to go to a fight. If I'm anywhere else, including Starbucks in my hometown, man, I'm not getting cuts. I'm not getting a hello. There's nothing. Like as big as it might have been within our space, guys, it didn't extend. And that was what I didn't understand about Brazil, is MMA was the number 2 sport of the entire country, only behind soccer. So I found this out as soon as I land in Sao Paulo, and I got to be there for 33 days, and I got my hot ass wife with me, right? Like, if there's anybody I'm going to protect, I brought her with me, which is apparently to a hostile area. So while I'm aware of these things, and while I'm aware of the lake that they're going to take my course, because Vinny, who speaks the language, that was the relevance on Vinny, like they were putting this in Portuguese, and they got to Vinny, and Vinny's like, hey man, you need to see this. So Dana lets me know before I go, hey, you're don't even blink on this stuff. I have the best security detail. I've thought of everything. I know of all of this stuff, and you're handled. Great, thank you, Dana. But frankly, I hadn't given a lot of thought to it. So when we land in Brazil, we get down to baggage claim, and when I realize I'm a big deal in Brazil, and I know that's gross. I know that's gross, but allow me to say that just so you can get the essence of the story. When I realize it, it's when I get to the airport and I'm walking to baggage claim. So now I'm not intermingling with other tourists or other Americans. It's just the staff. It's just what we would call TSA. It's just the officers. It's just the personnel of the airport, and they are leaving their posts. They are leaving their positions and running out to get a photo with me. And nobody called me Chael in Brazil. They all call me Sonnen. Sonnen, over here, Sonnen. And that's where I'm with my wife, and we're just going down to get our bags. And this is where I'm getting a grasp of the sense of how big the sport is in Brazil. I knew it was the number 2 sport in all of Brazil, but I guess I didn't understand what that meant. In my mind, I don't care if you're number 2, if you're behind soccer, you're not a very big sport. There is literally nobody in my hometown of West Glen, Oregon, who cares about soccer. That's a literal statement. Messi could come walking through. Beckman could come walking through if he wasn't with his Spice Girl wife, and nobody would bother him. This is real. So I get down to baggage claim. There's a 6-man security detail, and this is straight out of the movies. I'm talking about the nice suits. I'm talking about the good posture. I'm talking about their arm. They got the sunglasses. They got the earpiece in. Like, this is the real deal. And they are waiting for me, and and they surround us when they do it, and they escort us to a bulletproof vehicle. And as we're going to the bulletproof vehicle with this 6-man detail, is when I realized, if this is all necessary, why am I here? Like, I literally remember thinking that. Why am I here if this is necessary? Now, to speed the story up, at some point in this process, Vanderlei and I get into a fight. Now, you guys saw one of those fights, but the reality is Vanderlei and I got into 2. First one was real quick. There was a pushing match. It was real quick, but we got into 2 fights, and so tensions are high. Like, if you're in my spot, no matter the bravado that you walk around with, if you know you got a guy who they call the axe murderer, and he's gonna attack you as soon as he gets a chance. Like, it's a different level of tension that you're living your life with. So when the second fight, the one that you guys saw, the second fight between Vandal and I break out, Rodrigo is my head security. He was the head of the team. And it was very real. I mean, the bulletproof vehicle, like, this isn't with exaggeration. The guns, I mean, this whole bit, like, I don't tell the story with exaggeration. There's special ops. Even when we went to sleep, there's a guy on the porch with a gun. There's a guy inside the house with a gun. It was a very impressive detail. Very impressive. When Vanderlei and I get in the fight, Rodrigo's job is to protect me. I'm being attacked, and it wasn't just by Vanderlei. Like they jumped in, and you guys might remember Dita. Like, I'm going back and telling old Chael stories, but I'm just sharing for you. Like, there was a melee. I was being attacked, which is the very thing that Rodrigo and company are hired to prevent from happening, and it's the very reason that they are armed. So Rodrigo lets me know that if that happens again, he is going to be shooting Vanderlei, and I'm going, no. And he's explaining this to me of, no, Chael, I have to. This is my job. I'm here to protect you. You were attacked. You could have been hurt. There was multiple guys, and there was weight. What if they would have picked up a weight and hit you over the head? Like, this is my job, and I'm going to stop him, and this is how I stop people. No. And I'm saying this. No, under no circumstance are you going to shoot Vanderlei Silva. And he's telling me, yes, I am, and I have to. And he's very calm. This is very matter of fact. Very, very matter of fact about it. So he then goes and talks to Vanderlei. He goes into Vanderlei's locker room. He said, I need to talk to you. He speaks to Vanderlei, and he says, if that happens again, my job is to protect Chael. I am going to protect Chael. I do not believe that I can deal with you in a fight, but that's not how I'm trained. This is how I'm going to deal with you. Right? This is real. This is a real story. And I'm telling him in no uncertain terms, no matter what happens to me or how bad this gets, do not shoot Vanderlei Silva. And I got to tell you, I'm having a little bit of the same thought. I don't think that Jorge Masvidal would do anything. I don't think. But I'm not certain. Like, it's not that when I say I don't think, right, it's a scale and it tips towards I don't think. I'm not positive. There's a part of me that also knows he would. He's done it before, right? It's one of these type situations. But I don't fully know how we got here. I know why I am not happy with Jorge Masvidal. I know that. Because he went on Ariel's show and said that he was not happy with me, right? Like, imagine reverse. Imagine how much I would like somebody if they went on Ariel's show and they talked about how much they like me and what a great guy I am. Like, it's one of those things. You would instantly like the person. So I know why I am bothered by Jorge Masvidal, but I don't know why he's bothered with me. It's a very hard thing to imagine. Could you imagine not liking Chael? I'm a charming guy. Charismatic guy. Loyalty and honor and respect. You could apply all of those things to me. And Jorge Masvidal finds that the Chael charm is not quite as powerful as some, and therefore, I sit before you in a beautiful, secluded room with my own pool and hot tub and absolutely no signage behind me, because these two tell me you can't know where I am.